Now let's start solving the practice problem of level 4. Level 4 problems are really in true sense going to test your SolidWorks modeling skill. It will force you to think about how to begin a model, in which way you start the sketching, how you will use the end condition of extrude, cut, and any other features. So there are total 70 problems in this level, and each of problems are require a different set of thinking to create a model. So take your time to solve these problems. Make sure you find the proper answer given on a right top corner. If it is not matching, please go back to your model and verify each dimension and end condition of each features so that you will match with the given answer. So let's begin solving the level 4 problems. Now in this exercise, first we'll try to build this circular part. Then we'll add this hexagon part, and then we'll cut out the tail portions. So start sketching from top plane. Use circle whose diameter is 9. Now press S for shortcut key and extrude by 120. Now let's apply chamfer. As given in sketching, it is 1/45 degree. So select this and right click. Now on this, let's start sketching again. Let's draw the hexagon over here. Make sure it is horizontal. Make sure their endpoints are coincident with this circle. Now shortcut key S and extrude, whose depth is 20. Now on a right plane, let's begin sketching the tail portion. So let's start the center line. So from here to here, like this. Now let's give the dimensions. Here it is 1.5. Now select it and change its precision level to 2 degree. Now overall height from here to here is 25. Now let's provide the angular dimensions. Before that, let's give the radius to this end, which is 5. Make sure this is tangent. Now let's draw line to complete the region. Now let's add the angular dimensions. So between these two, this is 4 degree. Now let's mirror. So before mirror, let's select everything and let's control and press center line to extrude from selection. Now click on mirror, select the center line and right click. Now let's go to feature and extrude cut. Now let's go for both the side and click OK. Now let's find the volume. So the answer is 7406 and here it is 793. So it is not matching. So let's check what is wrong. Now let's check what is wrong. Let's check with this sketch. Instead, we need to give 6 millimeter dimensions. Now let's exit and roll back, rebuild, and now let's find the properties. So we found the correct answer, 7393. So mistake was in creating this hexagon. Now let's solve practice problem 4.2. Here we begin sketching these portions and will extrude by 45. along with these two holes. And from the right, we're going to create these regions to create the extrude cut. And lastly, we are going to apply the chamfer to find the volume. So on the front, let's open the sketch. Let's draw a circle whose diameter is 20. And second circle is of same diameter. Now distance between them as given is 100. Let's join them with center line. Now let's add the center point arc. Now radius is 25. So let's offset it by 20. Right click. Now let's create the another tangent arc. Now let's add the line over here and then small arc and then tangent line. Now let's mirror. Click on mirror and select the center line. Now let's trim. Now let's add radius. It is 30. This is 10. Now angle between these two is 90. Now I have also added 60. To fully define, we need to align the center of the arc of 30 horizontally. So now it is fully defined sketch. So press S for extrusions, right click mid plane, and overall dimension of depth is 45. Now let's sketch on a right plane. Draw the center line. Now let's make it symmetric about center line. Now this distance is 25. Height is 92. Fillet is 10. Same way, let's add this upper part. So here, now let's complete the region so that we can extrude all of these three regions in a single feature. Now this is 12. This is 65. 25. Now let's mirror. Now let's extrude cut the all of this and click OK. Now let's add chamfer. So chamfer is given, there are 4 chamfers having value 5 by 45. So 5. So select the internal surface. So it will apply chamfer to both the end circular edges. Also select this one and this one and right click. Now let's measure the volume. So it is 226455. So it is perfectly correct. Now let's solve problem 4.3. So here we have a circular ring, one cut. Here we have a keyway, and then we have to place these 2 holes, which have a 2 different diameter. So let's begin sketching on top plane. So one of the circle diameter is 35 and it is offsetted by 9 millimeter as given in the sketch. So let's extrude first, not mid plane, one way, and the thickness is 9 millimeter. Now let's apply chamfer. Now chamfer value is 1 by 45. So 1 millimeter by 45 degree. This one and this one. Also on bottom side. Now on top, let's open the sketch. Let's draw a center line. Now let's draw the rectangle. Let's make it symmetric about center line. Width is as given 1.5. From here to this edge is as 21. And let's select this and convert into entities, and let's trim out the rest of the part. Again, because we have removed the distance, so let's add again. So sometimes because of trim, relation get disturbed, or you can use keep trimming entities that will maintain the relationship. Now let's extrude cut. Now from right plane, let's create one more sketch. Let's draw the center line. This diameter is 4. Another diameter is 6. Now let's extrude the smaller diameter first. So it is 7. Here also it is 7. So let's go to change the visual style and take a section so we can see what is the outcome. Now we need to create the one more cut over here, starting from here. Now let's create the remaining portion. So select the sketch, click on extrude cut. Sorry, I made a mistake. It should be blind over here or through. Here I need to choose the offset. So here offset will be 7 millimeter. So it is going in reverse directions. Now it is okay, and let's click OK. So that's why I clear out earlier that level 4 problems will test your skills. Now let's repeat the same thing. Again, select this and extrude cut. Let's revert the directions. Make sure you have a proper selection of a circle, and let's select this offset, and it is 7 mm. Make sure it is through cut. Now it is okay. Now let's find the volume. So here it is 10172.95. So it is equal to 173, and which is the given answer in solution. So our model is correct. Now let's solve problem 4.4. So we'll begin creating a sketch on a right side like this, and we'll extrude by 78. And from the front we are going to create this cut, and we'll apply the appropriate chamfer to the edges. And lastly, we'll drop these holes with the chamfer conditions and find the volume. So on a right plane, let's begin sketching. Now let's add the dimensions. So from here to here it is 6. This is 10.67. And this is 7. 18. Overall 48. This is 28.80. So equal to almost 29. Now here we need to add the radius. So typically it is given 1.5. Make sure it is tangent. Now angle between this and this is 60. And this is 8. Now let's over here the angle between this and this is 40. This is 2. Let's draw center line. Select this line, press Ctrl, select the opposite line and make equal. Now overall height from here to here is 1.5. And the angle between them is 100. Let's trim this part. Now let's add the overall dimensions. From here to here it is 32. Now let's drag to see what's the problem. So this point and this line must be coincident. So here 100-degree dimension is additional dimension. We don't need to add it over here. It is just for reference. Either you add 100 or either 40. Now let's add the radius, which is 1.5 typically. Either you can add to the feature or you can cover in sketching. So let's cover in sketching. So 1.50. This one, and so this one. Now let's extrude. It is 78. Now let's add chamfer. It is 1.5. 1.5. So it is over here. Now let's on front open the sketch. So this is 10.67 and the angle between this and this is 24, and also from here to here it is 8. Now let's complete the region so that we can cover the extrude cut in single feature. Select this mirror about this center line. Go to feature and extrude cut. Now let's add the top circle. So here first circle whose diameter is 8. So let's draw a center line. Select this and let's also draw from here to here. So let's locate circle on center line. So its center is located from this is to by 12. Select this mirror about this vertical line. Now let's add over here, and this equal to this. So let's extrude and cut by 10. It's not through all, it's a 10. Now let's add chamfer. It is of 1.545 degree, so it is correct. Select this line, this edge and this edge and right click. Now let's find the mass properties. So here volume is 66264.34. So this is completely right. When you divide by the solution answer, it will be within the 1% error. So this is correct answer. Now let's try to solve the problem 4.5. Here we'll draw the sketch and we'll extrude by 43. Then we provide a circular cut which is having a radius of 160 millimeter. And then we'll remove this material by extrude cut whose width is 27. So open the sketch on front plane. Let's use midpoint line. From here it is given as 18. On the left side it is 6. Vertical line. Then inclined line. Again come out over here and close the shape. Now as per the sketch, let this line and this line be equal. Similarly, let this line and this line be equal. And also let's make this line and this line equal. Now let's add the circle whose radius is 15. Now it is located from this edge at a distance of 34. Also from the bottom it is located at 40. And the overall distance is 125. Now let's add dimensions. This is 45. Let's make this line and this line equal. Now let's add the fillet which is having radius 15. Now let's make these centers. So let's combine these centers. Now let's extrude. So right click meet plane and the extrusion distance is 43. Now let's add the fillet of 5 as given in sketch. The reason is why I use a fillet sketch feature, especially in this exercise. If I use the sketch fillet, the answer differs. That's why I choose fillet features. I also recommend that you avoid filleting in sketch. Better you use the fillet feature separately to get a accurate answer. Now let's have a circular cut over here. So 3-point arc whose radius is 160. Also make sure that its centers align. Now let's add the cut features. Now let's flip side and through wall. So we have circular cut. Now let's create the cut, a central cut. So for that we need to use center line. Now let's use rectangle. Now width is given 27. Now let's make these symmetric. Now press shift, select this arc and select this, and this is 10 millimeter given. Now let's go to features and create the extrude cut. Now let's measure the mass property. So when you round this answer 107,923, which is a correct answer as given in the solution. Now let's solve problem 4.6. Here we need to draw this sketch and then we extrude by the thickness given 20. And on the top we will add this square shape which has got offset value of 6 mm. And we will drop these 4 holes. And lastly we are going to create this circular recess which has got depth of 3. And then we'll try to find the volume. So on a top plane, begin sketching. I will use center rectangle. Overall dimension is 100 as given. Let's offset by 6 millimeter. So before that, let's apply the fillet whose value is 15. Now let's offset 6 mm. Let's reverse it and add it. Now let's add the circle provided inside. So diameter is 23. Now distance between them is 22. So for that I need to draw a horizontal line and vertical line. So from here to here it is given as 22. Simply create the mirror. Again select these two, mirror, horizontal line and mirror the circles. Now let's go to extrude. Here we will use these instead of mid plane. Now let's extrude by 25. Now on a top plane again, let's start sketching the center rectangle whose dimension is 130 indirectly. Let's remove it. Now let's add the typical dimensions. So from here to here it is given as 65. So it will work as a construction geometries. Now let's place circle at 4 corner. This circle is having value 13. Center point circle. So from here to here. Now radius is 25. Similarly, let's draw the line, and before that let's draw the circle. Radius is 80, so diameter is 160. Similarly, let's mirror that line. The angle between them, before giving angle, let's make symmetric. And now let's give the angle. Angle is 60. Now let's trim the additional part of this arc. Now let's create the pattern, a circular pattern. So select this one, this circle, and this one. And click over here and click on circular pattern. So this is our center point and we need 4. Next, trim additional part of a geometry. I think we are ready to extrude this part. Now let's extrude, but this time it is on revert direction by 20. Let's reuse this and create extrude cut. This time we'll use these 4 circle. Now let's add radius 12. So total 8. So right click. Make sure it is get added to each side. Now let's at the bottom create a circle having diameter 105 and another circle of 145. Now let's extrude and cut the common region by 3 mm as given in the sketch. Now let's find the volume. So it is 551486.99. So this is correct answer. So what is given in solution, little bit off from our solution, but from internet resources I found the same answer. So other user also getting the same answer. So our model is correct. Now let's solve problem 4.7. On the front, we are going to create this sketch along with these 2 circles and we'll extrude it. Then we'll extend these 2 circular part and we'll add the cut and this boss. So let's on front create a sketch. Make sure this center point align with the horizontal line. This is 20. Overall dimension is 125. It is 6. And its location from here to here it is 110. Now let's add circle. Outer diameter is 22. Inside diameter is 12. This should be tangent with this edge. Now let's extrude the shape. This region right click mid plane. It should be 80. Now let's expand. Again extrude. It is basically mid plane. So overall dimension is given 100. Same way, same sketch, this time extrude cut. Instead of, let's choose inner circle. Okay, now let's create the top cut. Center line. So let's use this is 62 and radius is 6. So let's add 6 minuted radius to this corner. And let's add a circle over here. 2 circle. Now the outer diameter is 20. And distance between them is 3. And they are located from the edge as 30. Now let's extrude. And right click. Now again, let's extrude. Instead of using entire region, let's use outer circle whose depth is 15. But instead of mid plane, let's select both the circle and add the 15 depth. Now let's add radius, typical radius of 2 at this location, over here and over here. Now let's find the volume. So here the volume is 130,599.80, which is less than even 1% error with the given solution. So this answer is correct. Let's solve problem 4.8. We'll try to create this half part and then we'll mirror it. Then try to drop these 2 holes, this top cut, and lastly we're going to add the rib. So open the sketch in front. So let's start sketching. Let's add this is 12. From here to here it is 28. This is 12, 18. From here to here it is 58. Now let's add center line and provide the diametral dimensions. So overall dimensions from here to here is 190. From here to here it is 55. So now let's extrude. Right click mid plane and 50. Now let's create the mirror part. So select this. This is your mirror plane. And this time feature is this and right click. So now let's add on top. Let's add chamfer one by one. So it is distance. So distance is, so let's make 25 and 20. Select this, right click. I think it's wrong. It is not what we expect. So this is 20 and this is 25. Similarly, let's go and chamfer again. Distance, select this. It is coming out correct. Okay. Now let's add a hole over here. So circle. Let's add the center line. Let's make them center symmetric. Diameter is 15. And they are located from here to here it is as 18. Now both are having same diameter. And center distance between them is 155. So let's feature an extrude cut. Now on a right side plane, let's open and add small circle whose diameter is 16. Make sure it is aligned with the origin. Now let's draw 3-point arc starting from here to here. Make sure this line is tangent to top line. Also convert this. Make sure these two endpoints are horizontal. Let's give the radius 40. And also let's make these two center coincident. Now let's go and create extrude cut. Through all, let's select the region, this one and this one. Now the rib is required. So let's add a rib over here. So here let's join center line. Let's add a line over here. Now it is giving, let's go to perpendicular and thickness is 8. Let's click OK. Now let's measure the volume. So volume come out is 258,630,69. When you round off, it is 631. So it is perfectly right. So our model is correct. Now let's solve problem 4.9. We'll begin sketching this sketch on top plane. Then we'll extrude by And lastly, we add the circular hole. Now let's go to top plane. Draw the center line. Let's draw a rectangle. Make this line equal, symmetric about. This is 28, 61. Now let's add select this, and make mirrors. Click OK. Okay, let's select this and make coincident. And between them is 23. Now let's add remaining sketch. So let's provide the angle between them is 52. From here to here it is 33. And from here to here it is 120. And from here to here it is 22. And overall dimension is 41. Now let's go to trim. This time I will choose keep trim entity as construction geometry to maintain this relationship. That is this dimensions. Okay. Now let's begin extruding the part. So S key and extrude. This is going to be 52. Let's expand. Select same sketch. Press S key and extrude again. This time we'll extrude this part, which is by 29. Again same sketch, extrude. This time this region, which is offset from 12. So offset from 12. One more. The depth is given 12. So let's extrude. Select this region. Let's flip. So let's select the surface plane and reverse the directions, and it is 11. So it is almost done. Now let's add the circular hole. It is aligned with this horizontal edge. So let's draw a little bit up. And diameter is 11. Make sure this and this edge are coincident. Let's go and extrude cut. So let's find the volume. Here volume is 141,605,97. When you round off, it's going to be a correct answer 606. So it is perfectly fine. Now let's solve problem 4.10. On a front, we are going to draw this sketch and we'll extrude by 39. And lastly, we are going to add these two holes. So open the sketch on front plane. So let's use center point arc. Radius is 23. Now let's add Now let's complete the center line. Now let's add distance from here to here. It is 16. So this line is at 45 degree. From here to here it is 26. From here to here its diameter is 65. And overall dimensions from top to this is 52. And also this is 6. And overall dimensions horizontally is 110. Now let's select these or 4 lines plus this and this. Click on mirror, select this vertical line and right click. Let's go to extrude. Right click midplane and the depth is 39. Let's draw 2 circles. For that, let's draw this center line and horizontal center line. So here it is, 2 circles. Both are equal. Now diameter is 8. Center distance is 19. Make sure the centers are perfectly symmetric above center line. Now let's the dimensions. Diametral dimension is 80, which is center line distance. Now select these 2 circles and click on mirror and select this line and mirror the circle and go to extrude and cut. Now let's measure the volume. So here the volume is 6520278. So it is 203. So let's redo the decimal point. Now we have perfect answer. So our model is correct.